Just
procreation.
Some people say that there's underpopulation.
Under?
Can you vibrate that, please, sir?
We live?
Yeah, we are live.
What's happening? Flagler County, I'm back.
This is a hard intro.
Oh man, this shit's fire. Shout out to DD.
Everybody. Flagler Weekly, we are here. Shout out to my boy Sir Mike, he's in the house.
What's happening?
The song's hard.
I need it all now, no small amounts. Guess why I'm with a call now? Getting lost at the mall now. Been trying hard not to ball out, but I don't need it. I'm whipping this old school like it's a demon. Yeah, I've been speeding. I'm trying to live life with a meaning. Give me a reason. Give me a reason to get off these bleachers. Give me a reason I should do features. Give me a reason I should go meet you. Fuck these stop signs, I'm not fine. Roll one for the lost time. I ain't worried about no cop sirens, man. These cops lie. I leave my motor running. Yeah, that's my new single off the Florida Man album.
Florida Man.
That, bro, just
Yes,
off
sir.
that name and the hashtag, that's gonna go hard, bro.
Oh man, it's supposed to do numbers.
Florida Man. So
Hashtag Florida Man.
Here you go.
We're gonna take that over.
So I appreciate you coming through to Flagler Weekly. We are live from Flagler Beach, everybody. Welcome to the podcast, episode 20.
386.
Oh,
What's happening?
I am your host, John, aka John the Fry Guy. And I'm here with my co-host, Dave.
yeah, DPN.
DPN, aka PC Dave 386.
Yeah.
And we are here with Sir Mike.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. It's super awesome to be here.
Of course, bro. Thank you for coming through. You know, it's funny. Dave had a question when we were on our way here. He was like, is he like knighted? Like, how did he get the sir? Like, is that official or?
I bought land in Ireland.
That's what
Yes. He's official.
That's what I said, yeah.
So break that
Pull
down.
up on me.
So break that down to me. Like, how both you guys knew that. So what does that even mean? Like, if you're Irish, you can.
Nah, land in Ireland is cheap, first off. Second off, I didn't buy no land in Ireland.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, so what? What's the background?
If you
behind
buy
it?
like 1 square foot, they'll give it to you because you like own land there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you own land.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
actually Scotland, not Ireland.
Oh, is it? Okay, you know, I was leaning on some bullshit.
Oh, he had to say it. He had to
I
say
was
it.
leaning on some bullshit.
That's what it is. It's pretty close though.
Man, so we don't need to go into your exact location, but are you back in Florida, Mr. Florida Man? Because
Yes, sir.
you're Mr. Everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I'm universal. man.
Virginia, I see my boy in like West Virginia or something like.
Yeah, we just did another big show in West Virginia. That was probably my first, like, very, very humbling show, man. They were singing my songs. They were, like, excited for everything. Some
Really?
people came to just see.
That's hard.
Like, yeah, it was very.
See, that's the ones I'm talking about. You know, bringing my boy to and stuff. We ain't gotta, you know what I mean. But then you were in Cali. I see you in Cali a lot.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff from Cali.
Yeah, I'm back and forth quite often.
My boy Dave here, he was like, "Oh, Sir Mike, like I know that dude is like." It's funny because a lot of people I might say, you know what I mean, like, no offense to anybody, but like he might not have heard about them or something like that. But I said you, he's like, "Oh, I know who that is." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's dope."
That's fire. That's fire. That means something's working.
Yeah,
Throughout the storm, there's some
No, I
stuff
feel like I've been like seeing like content from you for like a while.
I'm
At
trying to
least, like,
flood it, man. The
I feel
internet's
like at least a
weird
few
market.
years. Yeah.
I think I've been going at it for like 10 years now.
So where would you say you're from?
When people ask me where I'm from, I tell them the East Coast. Because, you know, I feel
All
like
up and down.
I would be feeling some people would feel left out if I didn't say their city. Because there's a lot
I would
of
definitely
like,
feel left out if you didn't say like Palm Coast.
yeah, there's a lot of hometown vibes everywhere I go. So, you know, for the most part, I just try to keep it very general. Because I really am, you know, but I'll probably be buried in Pittsburgh.
Whoa, Pittsburgh, eh?
Yeah.
You fuck with that heavy?
That's where my grandma's buried. That's where my brother's buried, you know, so I'll probably
Oh, damn.
I'll probably be underneath up there, you know. So, but I can't call it home because when I'm there, I don't feel at home, unless I'm with my family.
Okay, I definitely feel you on
But
that.
as soon as I walk outside, this isn't home for me. But
Did you-
you know,
Is Mac Miller like an inspiration? Is he from Pittsburgh?
yeah, he's from Pittsburgh. Mac and Wiz went to Taylor Alderdice. I also spent a year in Taylor Alderdice.
Damn,
So
you
I
went to
feel like
Taylor
I'm-
Alderdice?
I feel like I'm the third one that's gonna be like shining. I don't know who else maybe came out of Alderdice since then, but
That's crazy.
I hold that to myself.
Like, I know he like died, but like, how old was he compared to how old you were? Like, would you guys have gone there around the same time, or?
Nah, he was a little bit younger than me. I think Wiz was a couple years older. I might have been a freshman,
shit.
him a senior type shit, but never ran into him in school or nothing. And he was like local popping, but so you know you hear the locals popping or talking about him, but it wasn't like you know it's just some local rap shit at that moment.
How do you think like something pops? You know what I mean? Because like you have a song on there, Highway, from a year ago that has 22,000 views. You know, and it's like I see you're constantly putting stuff out, but like, do you see things like? Do you kind of like know how to make something pop?
So like with making something pop, you're talking about grabbing the attention of people long enough to where it rotates enough. You know, and the curve of attention right now, the attention span is curving constantly, you know, and where we are right now, it's forever changing and we're in new territory. So it's very like complicated to do what worked yesterday tomorrow, making something today for it. So it's constantly, and it's got to the point now that you almost got to have a gimmick to get some attention.
Little chicken sandwich.
Well, that's the comedy behind it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the joke of it all. It's like you go to one of my videos and they'll be like, "Damn, why the fuck I click on this? It says little chicken sandwich." What he kind of snapping, and it's you know
Exactly,
it,
yeah.
it worked for you. Did he subscribe? Will he come back? You know, and
Yeah.
then you got to keep doing it because right now it's like the Instagram and shit is so finicky. The fans there are so finicky. It's like we'll like your post. But don't expect us to do it, kind of the show. Don't expect
Damn.
because that's just Instagram. You know, we're there for just to aimlessly entertain ourselves in that moment. We're not trying to make plans.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
well, I'll say like we watched a couple of videos too, and like I feel like you know it's got good videos and production in the videos because I was asking him like, do you do that yourself or what?
Well, I enjoy it, you know, and it is an investment for sure. Being an independent artist under my own label, you know, I got to put all the money up for everything. I don't got no bank behind me or whatever. So yeah, I enjoy it. So I want to present it to y'all like in a way that y'all can enjoy it. So I'm not about to just like, cause I got cameras and stuff. I can literally put the camera in my face and
Yeah.
give you a fucking video of me in my own studio. But I want it to be a production. I want it to have cars or some kind of storyline behind it. So it's more entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing too. Like the videos they have effort in them. It's not just like you standing there like you said. It's like a music video.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good,
yeah. You could like create your own storyline based off the visuals in these songs that I got.
So we were talking before, and this was on Drink Champs, and they were talking about who do you think's better, Biggie Smalls or Ice Cube? So you being an artist, I want to know your opinion on that because it's kind of a good topic right now.
That's an unfair question because you gotta when you ask that question, you gotta look at Biggie's length in career, and you gotta look at Ice Cube's length in career. You know, do you think that Biggie would have went on to make movies and been a comedian and had all these like side projects? I don't think so. Lyrically, you know, it's they're goats for sure. They're originally like the best pioneers of hip hop at the time, whenever it was like really becoming a popular thing. But to compare the two, it's like we talking numbers, we talking album sales, we talking my personal opinion.
Well, and an argument from the Drinks Champs, he was saying that even as far as like storytelling and whatever, the Ice Cube is definitely better.
I thought the question was always who's better, Pac or Big. I thought that was always the question because that's a very comparable career line.
Yeah, you know, it usually is Pac or Big and stuff, but I think, you know, my argument was like, man, no offense, but nobody like goes to play, what's it called? Nobody goes to play like Ice Cube Leftover and stuff like
Well,
not
they played
Leftover,
Today
but, like,
Was a Good day. They play Gangsta Rap Made Me Do It. They play.
I don't know if they play Gangsta
Today
Rap
Was a
Made Me
Good
Do
Day.
It.
Today's a Good Day. It spins.
I don't know if they play.
I play Gangsta Rap.
Today's a
Made Me
good
Do It.
day. Yeah, they do play.
What else they spin on Ice Cube? My man's.
Dope ass weed. You said? Oh, No Vaseline. That was a diss song.
Yeah, that's a classic.
But really, like, what Biggie songs do they play? There's only a few that like get like.
Come on, don't do that, man. Are you?
There's less than 5. I'll tell you.
You're lying. You're lying.
There's
to
It'll be
yourself.
like I love the no, not even I love the dough. It'll be like
Well, I'm just saying. Like,
Give Me the Loot is probably as far out as it'll get, and that's number 5.
okay, so it's
That's
like
number 5.
Juicy.
yeah, you're gonna hear that.
Then we got Give Me One More Chance.
Yep.
Then we got
I feel like really that's it.
Warning. Then we got Who Shot
Who Shot
Ya?
You? Then Give Me the Loot. And
Give
that's
me the
it.
loot. You think that's
You
it?
can't go past that.
Yeah.
No.
I fuck with Biggie.
And really, I feel like
Are
the
you
only first
kidding?
two are the ones that you really hear on like radio things.
You got to look for the other 3.
Oh man,
I'm not even
I don't-
trying to
I
hate,
don't
man.
believe
I'm
it.
not even trying to
Whereas,
hate.
like,
It's
you'll
just
hear
not a
it.
good. It's
Today
not
was
a
a-
good comparison.
Yeah, and today was a good day. I think you hear comparably almost as much.
Yeah, it depends which one spins out of the collection. Who spins the most, but
But like that's the good point. Like you said, like Tupac, Biggie is like the better comparison because either one of them.
got to
Have the
extend their
chance.
career.
Yeah.
Where do you think the world would be today if Tupac survived? Where do you think
he'd be
Black
doing a
America
lot
would
of-
be?
I think he'd be doing a lot of movies. I think Black America would be. I'm gonna be honest. He was kind of radical, so it could be good or bad. He was on like Malcolm X type stuff,
Type,
you know?
yeah, it's not
So
at that point.
but like, it would definitely be different, just because he was like leading a lot of different. He had the nose piercing. What I just realized, I was like, wait a minute. He was like 24 years old, but he like had a
Young.
bald head.
Young.
He had like the bald head like DMX, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like him and
That always
DMX.
blows my mind. Like, why do young people get bald heads? Like,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think it might have been like the Jordan thing or something like that, or I don't know what's going on, but it blew my mind. But so I think it would definitely be different. But
If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Ice Cube, just based off.
Whoa.
Of, like, if I had to put my money on one of the two, I'm putting it on Ice Cube because
whoa, Ice Cube, that's crazy. I didn't think about
just because he did videos. Biggie ain't really do no videos. There's all these other things about it, statistically speaking.
Yeah.
If I had to go on who made more money, I'm leaning on Ice Cube.
Yeah, and they're talking about him now, and he came out in like the 80s, really.
True, but would they still be talking about Ice Cube today if he died when Biggie died and Biggie still survived? I always wonder.
That's valid.
Would Snoop Dogg,
valid.
would P Diddy, would these names that we have
Jay,
today
them.
from that era be relevant?
would they have
if-
survived?
if-
That's deep.
Yep. Makes it hard to appreciate them.
It
But
does.
I fuck with everybody's music. Music's a hard thing.
with like putting out music, do you ever feel like you have to like go towards like what other people want to do, or do you kind of just stick to what it is that you want to do consistently and then just kind of hope people come to follow along the train, or is it a battle?
It's a fine balance between doing what you want and doing what they want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That comes with everything. But when it comes to making music, I pick beats that I like. That's where it starts. If I like the beat and it inspires something immediately, bam, we're gonna make a song out of it. And I got a pretty decent taste in beats, so for the most part, people are just gonna naturally like it from what I've known. My beat selection isn't too off, but when it comes to like lyrics and stuff, I definitely let the current state of the culture influence how I say what I'm gonna say. Not necessarily influence what I say, but I let them influence how I say it.
You know what's always like kind of confused me, I wasn't sure about, is like rappers have like flows and they'll be like, oh, this person stole my flow or stole my cadence or something like that. It's like, so does a rapper stick to the same cadence or flow like their whole career? Like, is that your flow? Like,
So it's like, to me, I didn't really understand. That's a good question because I didn't understand that for a while. But like, I look back at all my songs and each one has a different flow. Each one has a different flow, and my flow is constantly evolving.
I've heard you get in different pockets and different things and
Exactly,
stuff like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
and sometimes you can even like say it's like paying homage or something like that, and then
When I steal a flow, I'm paying homage.
is that a bar?
No, but we could throw it down.
That's hard.
Oh yeah, that's
You know
that's
what I
how
mean?
it is. There's a couple songs, and even if I steal the flow and I'm paying homage, I might even steal the same words. Like,
Yeah, and it's just like that is hip hop.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like wearing clothes, but wearing it in your own style. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And so, like, I never understood when people would say that. Like, man, that's my flow. It's like, yeah, but you got that flow from somewhere else too. You know
Somebody
what I mean?
did say that to me once. That I was like, "Yo, you stole that flow," and I was like, "From what song?" And he told me, and I was like, I like that song. I doubt that it influenced it, but I heard it. I heard it. I heard how he could have thought that. So I was like, you know, it's.
And it's like you stole that flow. It's like, come on, man. I heard a song and it inspired me.
I released the song like 2018. The song that he was referring to was an old Rick Ross song from like 2010. And I was like, bitch, I'm not playing that song thinking I'm going to take this flow. So
I feel you, but I'm saying even that Rick Ross song, he was influenced by somebody.
everything's recycled 100%.
I don't even say recycle. I think it's just like taken and put out in their own like image of it in like an art type of way. It's like if we all, like if someone like,
Interpreted something and then re-released it to the world through their perspective.
it's like if a Ferrari was supposed to look like an airplane, and then like you took a picture of the Ferrari and drew your own interpretation of it, it's kind of all still the same thing. You know what I mean? Just in everybody else's. type
Everyone's
thing.
going to view it however they want to. And it's
Right.
like, you know, if you think it's a stolen verse or a flow or whatever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. At least I made you think about something.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. We got Sir Mike in here. If everybody watching can share this, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was gonna say if on your iPhone or something like that, you could go on Facebook and share it yourself too.
It's on Facebook Live on that phone
Oh,
right
okay.
there. And,
Okay.
and that phone right there, I think the battery turned off. Goon, is that phone live?
I think it was, yeah.
It don't look like it is, though. Press live on it.
So
This is our second interview.
me and you, yeah,
Yeah.
I was talking to him. He saw the last one, and that was over in the B section at my boy Kyle's house. Shout out to Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, a Clubs Phil's interview.
Yeah, that was like 6 years ago, bro.
Yeah, I was in a weird state of mind there. I can only imagine what that fucking interview looked like.
Oh man, bro, I remember we were talking about it. I was trying to find it, but you said you were on the run during the interview.
Yeah. That was there in that time. So.
Are we clear? Are we?
Yeah, everything's Gucci now.
Very clear.
Laws have changed.
Because I said we're in Flagler Beach. My bad.
No, exactly. I still feel weird riding around here. It's like, man, it's just weird vibes. I feel like I'm in
Where-
a lion's den.
Where was the warrant at? Flagler?
Yeah. It was just some weed bullshit, and I kind of made it worse. Still doing what I was doing. And, they was talking about some numbers, and I just fucking was like, "See ya." And then laws changed, and just by the grace of God, boy, walked out of there.
Dope.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, because you being in all these different places, where have you been that has like the best weed laws? I mean, I know you've been to Cali, but like I think you've been to Arizona too and stuff. Or?
Yeah, California definitely has the best weed laws, for sure. Just because, man, it feels so comfortable out there with weed.
It's crazy in New York. I heard you could just walk past cops and smoke it. You can't do that.
True. I ain't been to New
I haven't
York.
been to New York
I was
either.
I went there last year, and it's true.
I seen videos they blowing down
Yeah,
on
you
the
just smoke
police.
whatever.
It's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was Ubering in Orlando and I picked up some girls from New York and they're like, "Yeah, son, we from the BX. Yeah, we could drive past 12 all day." And so I'm like,
New York bitch is different,
bro,
boy.
they go crazy.
This girl
Yo,
was trying to-
son, word to my dad.
This girl was trying to tell me she from New York, and I was like, "You can't say you from New York unless you've been in 5 street fights." She from Hong Coast.
Oh, damn. She's
She's trying to say,
I'm not from Hong Kong, I'm from New York.
I'm from Hong Kong.
Bitch, you from Hong Coast.
I don't like that though, because some people, especially like, I moved here in like the early 90s, and like, some people that maybe like I went to like middle school with, and even they were in Palm Coast before, and they moved here when they were like, 7, 8, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm from Brooklyn." And it's like, nah, I mean, you're really not.
No, because this is a different breed out
You're
there.
from Palm Coast.
You can tell.
Call them out. Name drop.
Nah, I won't.
You know who you want to say.
They know who they are,
Yeah. There's no need to talk.
and it's more than one person too.
It applies to so many.
Yeah.
And a lot of people from New York go to Palm Coast and bring their grandkids, bring their kids and stuff like that because there was advertisements in New York that said move to Palm Coast.
Yeah, and everybody was, their house value was going up. Yeah, save your tax money and all that stuff.
So you got all these retirement people that are like got children who's just staying with them or their grandkids staying with them.
And think about even where we went today. Like they lived in New York and sold their house and came here like 20 years ago. We're in like this sweet like
condo,
like,
fire
on the
condo,
beach,
or by St. Augustine.
Your folks from New York? Jersey. That's the same shit. They ran ads up there. But shout out to Palm Coast is a very chill spot. They got fucking Harry Potter's bitch out here.
Bro, can we talk about that? What's her name? Katy Perry?
No,
Hannah Montana.
nah.
Hermione.
Emma.
Yeah.
Emma what?
Emma Watson, I think.
Emma Watson was in Palm Coast.
Okay.
Like who? Okay, so she was in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Damn, she got bread then.
Yeah, she was in all the Harry Potters.
She is 1/3 of Harry Potter.
Hey, Goon, can you look up her net worth, please?
Goon already got it. He got a screenshot of it.
Goon, we need to pull her, bro. She ain't in these coast streets. Don't tell me that, bro.
Damn, I meant to bring in my fucking poster. 85 million?
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
She got
The
90.
fuck she choose fucking Palm Coast?
Come on, man. Why you trying us? Man?
$90 million.
Come on, man. Don't try us like that.
She need to
man.
buy an island
Nah,
and get
man.
up on
Like
that.
she moved
Coast
there,
life, baby.
I say this because
Coast
Goon's
life.
here. Goon has been stalking the idea of this woman since he found out she touched down. Girl,
Now, if she
she's safe.
moved there or just like visiting or just
I think she has a vacation
seeing.
home here.
This is a dope place to vacation. Me and Goon were talking about. Y'all got a dope spot out here. I'm like, man, this is the dope spot right here. You can fucking walk across the street.
This is a dope spot where we're at. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this actual
This
like,
location, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Fire.
Yeah.
This is a nice spot to do
It's
it.
ducked off.
I was saying, damn, I
Super.
wish I stayed out here when I was here.
Bro, this shit is fire.
Different.
Yeah, Flagler's definitely better than staying in Palm Coast.
That's why I said we're not gonna call them out, but somebody in here is spoiled. You know what I mean? They need
Man.
they need to understand that they live in Flagler Beach.
Man, I would just rent the bitch out, take them. Let's go stay in the fucking section for a second. Go hit the
Drop
block.
them off in the P.
All right. I don't even know where's the ups and downs nowadays. I ain't been back in a minute. I was gone for probably
The
5.
P and the R is kind of trash.
The B has been trash though.
Whoa, guy. Hold on a second. Boom, you heard this?
Listen. I've been a lot of places, and I feel like there needs to be more community activities in Flagler.
Like what though?
Sports. We can start there. Sports is a good community.
They got a lot of soccer. We got a lot of soccer going
Is
on.
there?
At the Flagler Beach Parks over there?
I played soccer the whole time I was a kid.
Me too, man.
That's cool.
Palm Coast
That's
thing to do,
cool.
right? Palm Coast thing to do.
That's cool, man. Listen. There should be something called the AAA, All Around Athletes.
That's
All right?
dope.
Check me out. Each section,
That's a dope name too.
each section has a crew that plays basketball, football, soccer, baseball,
That
and,
is
and they
fire.
compete.
That is fire.
P section compete against the B section, compete against the C section.
We need to put that together.
I'm down with it. It's
Flagler
called
Week, and
AAA,
then
all
you
around
like
athletes.
perform at the halftime show and stuff like that.
Hell, no, I'm playing the game. I'm in there. I'm trying to get a trophy.
one thing, and
All I do is win.
I'm gonna talk about this more when we bring them on. But I'm gonna represent Palm Coast, and then we're gonna have my boy Dwayne. He's gonna represent Benel, and we're gonna be like owners of the team. We're gonna have a 5-on-5 basketball tournament,
Fire.
and then each year, and like the trophy can get passed back and forth type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And make it like a competitive local thing that just like the
Yeah,
kids
and like-
growing up can do something with.
Exactly.
Rather than
exactly.
go fuck with the guy at the 7-Eleven talking about him stealing a slushie. He
Right.
didn't even let me buy the slushie for him. He's like, fuck them kids.
That's funny. So
That guy gets hot because we go there all the time and like, which guy was it?
The guy that
The guy that looked like he's from
like he owns the 7-Eleven.
he looked like the name first name 7, last name 11.
Yeah, because we go in there and the guy's always like pretty irate about. He's like fucking goddamn kids.
Yep, that's
Fucking
him.
kids. There's two of them though that mainly do it, but the one guy with the beard, he's like even more so on it.
Nah, no beard. This is the beard, this guy.
So I got a couple more hip hop questions for you before we get into like we're gonna talk about what are those local topics called? But anyways, do you ever get any shit from like I think rap has came far enough to where you're not going to get shit from like black people for being like a white rapper. Is that dead?
I think it's a internet conversation. And the more it becomes an internet conversation, the more it becomes relevant to people that I encounter, and I could just like, it's becoming more and more of a vibe more than a conversation, and I think that's due to the internet. Because 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a lot of the homies I hung out with, a lot of brothers I hang out with, like, didn't have these certain perspectives, and I'm like, where did you gain this perspective? And it's the world. It's the way of the world. But no, it's not something I face often. And I really like reside with skate culture. So it's dreadlocks are found very common in skate culture.
Especially from Florida.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like white dudes who like hip hop and surf and do skateboards. And like they're in Florida, so there's dreads around. So they're like, I want dreads too,
Well, I really put the blame on the ocean.
That's deep.
You go to the ocean pretty often, and like
there are surfers with dreads because their hair is just like.
That's how it happened with me. I quit brushing my hair, and I would just hit the beach the first like 8 months of just not doing it, probably twice, 3 times a week, and I would like finger comb it out, and years later, me and everyone I know around me got dreadlocks, whether they're white or black, and
that's dope.
that's just how the world worked for me.
Okay, so staying in that same lane. How do you feel about like white rappers saying the N-word in their raps?
Well, man, that's wild. That even got to be a conversation. It makes me cringe, and
hey, it's like a good podcast topic. I feel
yeah,
like.
Absolutely. It's I think what people fail to realize, it's a sign of like lack of awareness. And what people fail to realize is like, back whenever they were using that term, the reason why we don't say it is because people were raped, killed, hung, being called that. And just out of like respect, human respect, we don't do that. And then for it to be somebody that's like resembles you, especially don't say it to people that like it resembles to the victim.
That makes sense.
And people are just so fucking stupid and ignorant, and if you're gonna put it in your music, you're dumb. As a white man, you're dumb. Right.
I agree with that.
I try to stay far away from the conversation.
I told Dave to stop putting in his damn music. But
it's just a lack of like consideration for the dead.
I agree with that.
Is what that is
for the ancestors,
and a lot of people don't even consider
that.
That's what it is.
And it's like, my viewpoint on it, and everybody knows I pretty much stay consistent on it, is like, I'm not really cool with anybody saying it. Black, white,
I was
whatever.
Gonna say that, but I didn't want to step on toes.
No, I feel you, you know what I mean? But it's like, obviously, black people especially are going to say, hey, I could say whatever, this is, and you could definitely do that,
I think
then they might be like, John, like, why don't you like punch white dudes in the face when they say it around you? I'm like, number one, that's a lot of like cases. I'm probably going to do a lot of time. What I mean?
I'm sure a majority of people you hang out with are fucking white guys that are going to...
I'm from Palm Coast.
Right.
So it's like, and then at the same time, it's like, I don't like when anyone says it. So I don't got time to check everybody. You know what I mean? But that's just my thing about it. I say dude, but it is what it is. It's you know what I mean? But
plus you're in Florida. Florida breeds a different type of white person.
That's true. Florida man.
Yeah. Right.
And black and white people or Spanish people, everybody knows Florida man.
Right.
I don't want to like just be like, oh, how'd you come up with the name for the album? But what brought you to that name? But you're definitely a Florida man vibe.
Because I came back, and it was like my reintroduction.
Is that a double entendre?
What you mean?
Like,
I know what a double entendre is, but like, because I came back to Florida.
Yeah, like, here, I'm gonna cut this and save it. But because you came back to Florida, do you feel like, okay, so it's like Florida man, that's like an adjective. That's like a type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it explains a type of person.
But
then
that's
also
a stereotype.
You're like, I am Florida man. You know what I mean? Like I am a Florida boy. As much as I'm in Pittsburgh, Cali and stuff, I'm still Florida man.
Absolutely.
Plus that's like going savage.
Home is where the heart is for sure, and I feel more at home at Florida than I do anywhere. And the idea of Florida man comes with like so many stigmas. And as Goon, man, you can find me in any stage of Florida, man.
Bro, let me
Any
tell y'all.
stage.
I'm gonna give y'all. No, I'm gonna give y'all the truth right now, bro. And so check this out. I moved down to Fort Lauderdale, and it was like Art Basel.
Okay, down in Miami and Wynwood.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yo, come link with me before you go down there and stuff like that." I'm like, "All right, bet." We used to link a couple times down there, but then I was like, I go down there, I'm like, Mike, you're in the hood,
Oh yeah, I was in the ghetto. I was the only white guy.
bro. Like these
People
dudes
fail
are
to
like,
realize that.
"Yo, Mike." I'm like, he's like, "Yo, what up? Yo, fuck you, bro. Come back like an hour. Go get me some blunt." I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I don't feel safe here.
That's hysterical.
I was like, bro, you're not in Wynwood. You're in fucking Overtown. Yeah, like the border's right here. Wynwood is right here. All the graffiti. My boy got gunshots. Like, my boy was like,
hysterical.
I was like, what the fuck? But like, he's just him. You know what I mean? And I was like, bro, a lot of you were comfortable too. You know what I mean?
We was
Like,
chilling, man. We was up.
you know what I mean? Like, it was just a different vibe and stuff. Like, we took a couple pictures out there. That shit was like a cool vibe and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, you did come and take photos of my fucking shorty's kids.
Bro,
I was with the. Wow, I told you did pull up to the spot.
I wasn't gonna say that, but like,
That's not my shorty. The time it was my shorty. It
that's
was
what
her
I
kid.
wasn't gonna say that. I was
I was
like,
trying to be a nice guy. I'd be like, bitch, look at a photo shoot for your kids, and why you're in the hood.
bro, that shit was hard. Bro, we had like, cause the kid was like in the project doors, like shit, but it was like,
fire.
bro, it had graffiti and shit, but like,
fire.
shit was crazy. I need to find them pictures.
I think I still got one of them.
Bro, that
cute
shit
ass little
was
kid. Shout out
hard,
to
dude.
him.
Bro, that shit was dope. But I was
That
like,
bitch.
I went down. I was like, bro, you are like Trick Daddy is fucking rapping
Yeah,
about that area right over
They
there.
saw heroin
dude.
downstairs.
Bro, shit was crazy. Buddy was like, this random dude was like, yo, you got any X pills? I was like,
Yeah.
it was like before I even linked. You know when you just park and you're walking up, I'm like,
I just got
fuck?
here. I don't even know
I
about
was like, oh, this is when you might turn around and shit like
Man,
that.
well, shout out to you for pulling out, man. Come
Bro,
through, bro.
that
That's fire.
shit, that shit was crazy. We were out there.
Yeah,
'cause I used to-
7 years.
Yeah, I used to Uber all the time, and like whenever it would take me around your area, I would just try and pull up and shit like that. But
We're right by the hot spot too, man. That shit
yeah,
was
yeah, you were
fresh.
right downtown by Wynwood and all that shit. So you, congratulations, my boy,
Thank you, man. Thank you.
about to join the club.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of that club yet, but my boy is.
Yeah.
But so
You know the
maybe,
feeling.
yeah, maybe you guys might be able to talk about it a little bit more. But okay, so like I was gonna talk about this before, but like struggling rappers. And I'm not saying you're struggling. You seem to be doing very well. My boy got a rollie on. You know what I mean?
God is good.
But do you feel the need to like maybe like now get like a 9 to 5? Like maybe you might have to like, I don't even know. I don't know what your situation is, you know what I mean? But like tell me what's going through your head now. Like maybe do you gotta make it as a rapper? Should you quit?
So that's a great question. And it's like, as a man, you seek adventure, you have a pursuit and a purpose. And I really fully hard believe that this is my purpose. You know, so by any means necessary, whether I, and now that I have a child, or will have a child, there's going to be more purpose because I got to lead the way. And so it's like whether I got to put certain things behind me to ensure longevity and have to get a 9 to 5, that's one thing. But I feel like with the internet and everything that's going on, you know, I feel like it's just really, I need to reallocate my responsibilities to where I hustle more toward music to where it's really going to pay me. Because I'm not going to
That's
stop.
real.
I'm not going to stop. And, you know, by the grace of God, you know, the woman I'm with, she got a great business. She does the stars and the roof and the upholstery on seats and cars, boats.
That's fire.
Yeah, so she kind of been too busy to do it by herself. So it's been keeping me busy and it's been paying the bills. So I don't see myself sitting down at a 9 to 5. I see myself working for the family because now I got one.
That's fire. You having a boy or a girl?
Having a junior.
Whoa.
Yeah, a little Michael.
Is that what you're gonna name him?
Yes, sir.
You already, it's,
It's set in stone.
so that's even more of what you guys. My boy,
Set in stone,
he got a junior.
boy.
So like, Dave, can you talk to us about how the responsibilities of naming your kid a junior? Like, do you feel anything like that? Like, you gotta like.
Yeah, well, my dad was like, "Oh, yeah, so when you have a kid, you have to do it." He said it when I was like young, and he said it like several times through. So I was like, "I'll do it."
And you have to.
And yeah, he's already agreed.
Yeah, you
He's
have
already
to.
agreed,
It's a dying practice.
Yeah, and he'll come out with the fourth. So now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, you know. Now you're getting somewhere. Now you got some
'Cause
traction.
there's a lot of juniors and thirds, but when you get to the fourth and fifths,
I mean, like, but responsibilities to like be successful and make money because you have like a younger son watching damn near the future. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel anything like that? Like,
So it's like I'm more interested in the idea of doing it than I am feeling compelled to do it. Like I'm more interested in teaching him Spanish than I am like feeling I have to get you like available to work in society. Like I don't feel like I'm like, and that'll come with time. You know, I'm more interested in fucking just teaching him as much as possible while he's young about being a good individual. And then, you know, whenever he's like, say 15, 16, maybe towards 18 years old, get him kind of like aware of where the world is at that point in time. Because 10, 15 years from now, man, shit gonna be way different.
that's true. That's true.
I can't even tell him like, you gotta pay taxes, go to college and this and that, because in 10, 15 years, that ain't gonna be how shit's working.
Damn, that's real.
Just get ready for it. Learn languages, learn sports so you have fun, learn instruments. I don't really feel the need to like go get more money. Things are chilling right now.
Do you think it's gonna ground you a little bit more, maybe on the moving aspect, or
Yeah, it already
have
has.
you talked to
It
your
already has.
missus about that? Or
Yeah, I used to like pay to go like I used to like go like I used to like eventually like, I want to get, it would be a negative profit to do a lot of shows that I do, and I can't do that no more. It's got to make sense. Like I'll invest in
feel
the
you on
travel and shit. I'll make it make sense however I need to, but for the most part, just price went up.
that's dope. It's dope that price went up.
Right.
So how do you feel about, how do I ask this question? How do you feel about being independent versus signing to a label? Because I was talking to him and I was looking back and I was like, man, my boy's been doing this for like 10 years, 9-10 years, at least that I've known of.
Yeah.
Like I have work videos and stuff of you from like 8 years ago.
So like the idea of ownership is very important to me, and just for like long-term reasons. But you know, every time I've been offered anything, it all happened at the time of me feeling like I'm getting a lot better. And it's like, I don't want to sell where I'm at. I kind of want to just keep getting a little more traction. And there's a lot of people I see out here that are just killing it independent. There's no
Yeah.
reason not to.
Yeah.
You kind of need a little social media team. You kind of need a little like behind the scenes scene that's like sending emails, that's like hitting up the booking agents, that's like reaching out to promoters and doing those types of things. That's also fucking, you know, helping you understand the logistics on how to travel to the places the cheapest way possible. There's a lot of shit that just needs to be had done. And, you know, it's a one-man show. Me and Goon do a lot of, two-man show. Goon be killing it. It's just me and Goon.
Goon. So let me ask you this. Have any labels ever reached out to you? I don't want to say like, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, be like, put paper in front of you and offer you millions of dollars, but just even like, hey, you know, keep up the good work. Like, how do you know if they're like looking at you, or do they like ask you to go to New York and have a meeting and you turn it down? Like, on any aspect, have you seen the machine? It's almost like
Yeah.
looking at God. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One of
so-
them like reaches out to you like, holy shit.
It's like, you'll meet somebody, or get a phone call from somebody and say, "Yo, we want to have you come work with this producer." We fly you out. We get you the hotel. We get you food, drinks, alcohol, whatever
This
you
has
want to
happened?
do. Yeah.
Whoa.
And hang out with them. You will go to the studio the next day, record a song or two. Or well, all right. So the next day we met the producer. Me and the producer kind of chopped it up. He played some beats. We record like 3 songs. It's a nice meet and greet. I go home. They call me a month and a half later. Let's do it again. Fly
Wow.
out there, meet the producer. We build a connection. We make like 30 songs. We make like 30 songs.
And how many days?
Well, it was over a span of time because I would go home with the beats, write it, come back, record, go home with the beats, write it, and whatever. We would make like 30 songs. Fast forward, they're like, yo, if we're gonna keep doing this, because we're talking videos now. We're talking videos for the top 5 songs, and they're talking about we got to do some paperwork, blah blah blah. They give me a contract, like a very offensive contract, and I was like, nah. And I sent them back my counter offers. And I gave them 5 options. Joint ventures, work for hire. I hit them with it. I gave them a bunch of different options, and then they didn't like the fact that I didn't want to do anything because they offered a shitty amount of money. Like, it was a decent amount of money, but it had a shitty payback. It was a debt. It was just not worth it at the end of the day. And
That's crazy.
it's just
But how much like do you really need to do that? Like, it's like, all right, let's just say, buddy,
$250,000 go real fast in music.
say like the SYC gym or whatever, right? Now I'm old, man. I'm like 42. What do I know? I'm just,
Shout out SCY Jim.
But
Right? Shout out to him.
what are
That's
they
got-
doing for him though? Are they like giving him marketing money, just money to like make songs or what?
That's why I didn't sign.
Yeah.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is he really doing? Because like, I feel like today you'd have to like sell yourself on the internet. So if anything,
I kinda
that's why I
look
see
at it-
Jim's like doing them a favor because he's like a younger dude.
I kind of almost
You know
feel
what I mean?
like
Like-
it's like,
Good point.
I kind of feel like it's like, and this is almost what it's like, but like, say, selling cars for yourself and selling cars for like Daytona Toyota or something like that. But it's like, that's going to give you a consistent flow of money and stuff like that. Whereas, you selling on your own, it's kind of hard. You can kind
But
of,
is that
all your
like-
marketing, you got to do yourself. All this, you got to do yourself. You got to get the vehicles
Like him.
yourself.
So what were they doing for him? Like getting him doing all
Studio
the things that
time.
you're saying, like
Yeah.
doing the marketing, doing like what he said that he needs.
I had a big contract offer that had no release date options.
That's what I don't
Like no music release dates. They were not guaranteed to release no music. ever.
and you can't release it without
No.
Yeah. And
They give you a bunch of money
That's
to shut
like-
the fuck up.
That's crazy. Why do they want to do that? I think they're just like buying assets. It's like how they buy properties.
Tax write-offs.
Yeah.
If you're a record label, look, back in the 80s,
Uh-oh, we're getting
there
deep.
was 69
Dude, we're
record
getting
labels.
deep.
There was 69 record labels.
Watch the door.
There's 5 now.
There was how many before?
Like there was like 69, 79, 89 something.
Yeah.
There was it was in the uppers.
A lot.
Yeah. And that was a bunch of different tours, that was a bunch of different studio times, hotels, buses, gas, all that. And now there's 5 record labels.
just like the news. 5 media companies,
You think all of it's Blackstone?
probably. Yeah, some Blackstone.
Universal Music Group. So how do you feel about like people saying being a rapper is like the most dangerous job in America? They're embellishing a little bit, but do you feel like
Right.
it's dangerous? Like, because you are like talking, you're like low key kind of like preaching, and if you're saying something and you're getting a lot of traction, they're like,
Well,
it's kind of dangerous.
So what makes doing this dangerous is like it comes with an outfit. You gotta have an outfit that comes with, and the outfit already is gonna make you a target. Whether the outfit is jewelry or whether the outfit is conversation that wakes people. Somebody somewhere gonna want your pockets or wants your mouth, and
Pause.
so
but
it's
for real
like,
though.
yeah, right. They're gonna either want you to shut up or they're gonna want your money because you're like iced out or whatever. So it's like you gotta keep it humble and keep it low key. you know, and
That's crazy.
I feel like that's also why I haven't like hit the skyrockets yet, because I'm very low key. I'm very
Mm-hmm.
good right now.
So something I wanted to do live on the podcast and something I want to talk to you that I think is a great idea is you're selling your album like yourself.
Yes, sir.
So can you break down that process for me, like the pre-sales and stuff, or?
So it's like, you know, you gotta register, license, and fucking sync your fucking music to the internet in 100 different places. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you run to the car and grab that box in the back seat for me? Appreciate it. So
what's the name of the website I go to?
SirMikeMusic.com.
Nice. Pretty simple.
Right?
Sir Mike. Is it with the S or with the music sign?
The S.
Hey, I put in Sir Mike and music.com came up.
Fire. Look at that. You already clicked it at least once in your life.
The fucking algorithm. What is
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. What is this called? Predictive text? Dave, what is it? Okay,
So let's see. What's it look like when you open that bitch up?
Okay, this website uses cookies. We use cookies to analyze website traffic and optimize your experience. Everyone says that. I'm gonna
Right.
click accept.
Nice. Got his debit info.
Nice.
Got one.
We in here. Bro, this is hard. Okay.
Okay, so yeah,
His and hers. Is that a song? Like
those
a
are
single?
different albums available, but you click order now on either one of those.
You know, it's funny. I saw this like 2 months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until it gets a little bit closer to pre-order and stuff like that. Okay. My boy got the merch, and it got this. That's hard. Did you put it on the 7-Eleven?
Did I put it on the 7-Eleven?
I would just do it and then just let them rip it down whenever they rip it down.
You're right. I put one somewhere.
All right. Let me know if you have any questions.
This is what we got right here. You hit this fucking QR code to take you to this website.
Music taking shape. The music scene.
Hold on, no, fuck it. We're not about to read through all that shit.
Wait,
Fuck
hold on.
all that
I just
noise.
want to read this real quick. I just,
Doesn't got it.
it's like I just want to read it real quick.
Like,
you
you're
know?
taking too much time.
Music taking shape. The music scene is constantly changing with time. Sir Mike's music has found its own lane in sound, rhythm, and beats. Each new project brings a unique musical aesthetic to hip hop. And over the years, Sir Mike has grown comfortable enough in his cadence and delivery to jump genres with mashing up influences from multiple eras. That's dope.
I wrote that.
You did?
Yeah.
That's dope. It sounds like ChatGPT.
Oh, see your boy on it.
That's hard, bro.
I
That's
wrote
hard.
I might have used some Google tips or something somewhere with.
That's hard.
Because I don't see myself writing that, but yeah, I did this whole website.
Okay, 10 sharp. Pre-order album 5. Boom. Enter. It says $5 or more. That's dope.
Yeah, you know, somebody paid $100. Michael Biller. Shout out to him, boy.
Yo, shout out to Mike. Is that devoted?
Devoted.
That's bro.
Fire.
That's fire, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, that
That's
shit
dope.
fucking made my week. I was telling everybody, bitch, who you know selling $100 albums beside Nipsey?
Yeah, it's funny because I was about to put $10 in here, and then you threw the 100 in there. But
No, listen. Instead of paying more, just buy another one, up to 4 times.
that's dope. I'll
yeah,
do that.
yeah,
Oh,
that's how I get.
I'm
the tips.
gonna buy one right now.
Huh?
2 5s.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Spend 2 5s rather than
All right.
spending any more.
What does add me to the mailing list mean? Is that like
I have-
email?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like,
I don't know.
all right, include him.
That's a good
Add to cart. Item added to cart. Check out now.
Yeah, that's it.
Can I do Apple Pay? I wish I could.
You do, I don't know, maybe to the website. So that right there, so Bandcamp, they're gonna go ahead and collect all the sales in between now and August, and they're gonna report them to the Billboard charts. And if I get a certain amount of pre-orders, I'll be able to hit the Billboard charts. And that's really what my goal is. Not maybe this album, but next album, maybe we'll see. That's now that I know how to do it, I'm gonna do it.
That's dope. Hey, Goon, I want you to hold the mic and maybe you could talk a little bit,
Freestyle.
say stuff about you. How is it being with like Mike and like what exactly do you help him with?
I'm just always here.
You can tell them just whatever you want to tell them. Not so much about helping me, because it's just more fun than it is anything. But
What? Oh, this shit's
just tell them some crazy stories you might have heard or something. Doesn't even gotta be music
What do you
related.
mean? Just going out there to just like to help him with all his music shit.
What's the okay? So
That I don't know what you're asking.
what is
Is this
what
loud
is-
enough for you?
Yeah. What is the lamest thing you've seen happen during my career?
Damn.
Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yo, one of the lamest things I've seen is just looking at the people.
Come on, don't freeze
No,
up,
no.
motherfucker.
Looking at the
That
people.
camera shy's a thing.
No, but it's like that's not what it is.
He's like, I got a shit.
Don't tell people what I gotta do. Maybe I got a problem. No,
Nah,
I'm saying-
Magoon's been around for the end of the
No,
whole
I'm
time. He's
saying,
in the
like-
2020 video.
Yeah.
Tell 'em
I'm
about
in
the
the
2020 video.
So the lamest shit I've ever seen happen is see my car be used in a music video.
And he wasn't even the driver.
And I didn't get to drive my own car. And my car was dirty as fuck because I didn't get to wash it. That was probably the lamest shit. I'm like,
fire.
why are we showing this car off, man? It's dirty.
It wasn't a bad scene.
But it's actually good.
Yeah, the guy did his thing.
It was a good.
You know, I
scene.
remember I used to see you like
That was lame.
I was hoping more.
I
so.
couldn't be the driver.
you had like some Instagrams before. You had like a black like old school like Lincoln when you were in like Cali driving around in that.
Oh no, that was the fucking Buick.
Oh, it was like like the 70s or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that thing was like kind of.
That's my car. I'm about to ship that
was
bitch
like
out
a
here.
vibe though. You
I
It was
know,
it was,
that's the couch,
It wasn't
man.
like clean. It was just like.
It's classic. It's
Yeah.
classic. If you know, you know type shit. I was hoping Goon would tell you some shit about like just an empty ass show, man. Goon's been to some of the lamest shows we've been to, man. Just
Yo,
dead venues, no tickets.
So we were out in the desert. We met some in California. When we went out to the desert, to a desert little bar out in fucking like Riverside or some shit.
Okay.
That was fun.
So
there was
you-
nobody there, but it was
Yeah, we make it fun.
it was fun for us because we always have fun. But that was the lame show.
Yeah, it's like with this stage of music, it's like 80% of shows are gonna be pretty dead. And then, you know, I got a few cities that I'll hit that like show love, or I got a few homies that be putting on their own shows. And I'll pull up to those, and those are good events. But for the most part, man, it's like everybody's struggling to have a good time.
Have you guys and not personally, but like are like groupies like a real thing?
Oh, there's some
Yeah.
I would say the groupies is like,
I think it really depends.
I would say that like I've learned it's best to not engage with like people that like your music sexually, because it kind of gives them a different perspective of you. And anytime you might go back to that city, it's like things are now expected. So it's like now I'm trying to just, you know, create the boundary, you know, just enjoy the music, you know. It's like, you know, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like make that decision. But I've learned the hard way that it's like that's not the best thing for me.
As entourage, I guess it could help more that he's not trying to do all that.
Oh, dude, you know.
Oh, get up! Stop!
I got you. Don't worry.
The shows ain't lit enough. The shows ain't lit enough. There's been times where it's like the shows are lit and it's a party and it's a vibe and it's like, yeah, like bitches just throwing themselves and it's like loose because at the end of the night, you know, I don't know. It's just weird, man. But nah, I don't think it's a thing enough to where I think it's a better thing to not have groupies.
How do you feel about features? Like, I notice a lot of your songs, you're about like 80% solo, what I feel like.
Yeah, you know, for the most part, I kind of gotta sell a feature.
A solo feature?
Nah, sell features. Why? I ain't doing one unless you got some money. Unless I fucks with you, and like I got a few people that I fuck with, but for the most part, what you doing with your music? Where's your career? Blah blah blah. Like, do you sound good? Do you got a fan
Would
base?
you-
Do you be working?
Would you pay like more famous people for features?
Nah. I mean, maybe, but like, man,
You know,
that would have to come with more than a feature. I would need promo. I'd want a video. I want you to post it on your SoundCloud or some shit. Like, I don't want just you to be on my song. I want
feel-
your fan base, bitch.
I feel that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'll spend
Like-
money on a feature. I hit somebody up for a feature. It's funny you say this. I hit somebody up for a feature. He's a Florida artist. He's nice. He's got a little whatever. Anyway, he's like, this amount. I double it and say I don't want that for a video. He said, no, I'm not doing videos right now. And then drop videos all month.
What's that strategy right there? Why does
He's shading me. He's shading me because he know I'm on his ass. He knows I'll step on his neck and get his fan base, and he won't have no career. That's what that
Damn.
is. That's what that is.
Is that a rational fear of his? Is he right for feeling that way?
Hell yeah. Snakes in the grass. Well, I'm on that ass. And I'm not playing with him. I'm like,
But what? Okay, so fans will be like, "Yo, he's harder. I'll start listening to him and not listen
that's
to my."
that's either his concern or I'm just like overstepping what I think.
Do you? I'm not saying you are or you're not, but what I'm saying is like, do you?
That's a
I
rational
don't
fear of his.
because this is my thought process.
That's a rational fear.
Like I feel like, I feel like everybody's been like, I want to be a rapper, and like I would just like pay for features with some like top artists, and then like get like an album with maybe like 3 or 4.
How much you think a top feature costs?
Okay, I'm gonna get let's see, I'm gonna get like Trapland Pat. I'm gonna get
See, that's not a bad look, boy. How much
know what
you
I
think
mean?
that verse is?
5.
I bet you fucking run into him on the right day, give him $2,500. He probably got a manager who got to get.
He does got a manager. I know somebody from when I down there, but like let's say like and then what do you think like that Jewish kid like BLP kosher or
I
something like
couldn't do
that?
it. I couldn't do it.
For sure.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I mean,
Is it because he's white?
nah, it's just because it doesn't feel real.
What does that mean? You guys are both in the same room. It's real. It's definitely real.
I feel like
It doesn't feel real.
it doesn't.
I know what you mean, but I'm
doesn't
like,
feel
'cause
authentic.
It wouldn't be authentic.
It feels like he wrote some words that rhymed down that he thought his black friends would like, and then read them on the microphone. And then they were like, "Dog, do your hair like this?" And he's like, "Dog, all right, like dog, stop, put the drugs down. What the fuck would your grandma say, bruh?"
That's real. That's real. That's real.
Fuck, were you first generation ghetto, bro? Like, what you trying to do?
He's going backwards. So like, but other than just that, but you're saying, okay, if you do want some top features, it's gonna cost you about like 30-40 bands.
If I get a feature from somebody, I do it for the sake of music. You know, it's got to be a good song or money, mostly money, but it's got to be a good song. And I'm not spending nothing. And if I am, it's got to be like reason. I mean, I'm not spending like the fuck I look like spending $5,000 on somebody unless it's gonna be a video. I need a video. I need you to put it on your social media. I need you to fucking
That doesn't come with that.
come be my best friend for 3 days so I can fucking get your
Yeah.
social media for 3 days. You know, it's like it don't come with that. It comes with it in and out.
Damn, that's crazy. Because I do be seeing they do be doing the little best friend thing for like 2-3 days and stuff. And
Yeah, yeah.
you're like, oh shit, who's that? That's when like Kodak and NBA YoungBoy were hanging out for like a week, but they really didn't like each other.
Did they make any music?
Some people say they did, but I don't think they put any music out. But
Probably
they say there's like tracks.
No bullshit behind them and
They're like, someone's not clearing this or not clearing that.
whatever. I fuck with Kodak.
Me too. But I was gonna ask you this. We were talking about like the top 5 white rappers, and
Is there 5 of us?
That's what I said.
I said there
I'm
definitely
putting Weird Al Yankovic on that bitch.
there definitely is 5.
Yeah, Weird Al probably would take that
Weird Al,
a little bit.
Talking
I mean,
shit.
realistically, he got some songs.
he do got some songs, but
And
I was
hits
gonna like.
also.
There's
I'm doing that just to disrespect all the everybody after the first 4.
Okay, so we got Eminem. He's like number 1. Is he? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Then I said Machine Gun Kelly, and I think he said no.
I mean, well, it's like this. Are we talking about diss tracks? Because MGK took that diss track.
That shit was hard.
Yeah, he did.
But
we're talking about albums, and we're talking about them
just in
early
general.
Slim Shady albums. He's too young. He don't know, but you got to go back and listen to them old Slim Shady albums.
Yeah.
Them shits are fire. Let's still rock to fucking Rock Bottom and fucking White America, everything in between that shit. Fire, dude. I'm telling you. And Slim got it, but we'll say Eminem. We got to give MGK one, I guess, but I forgot about him. But yeah, he's got it.
What about
Mac Miller for sure?
Who's the dude from Cleveland? Is that Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say Eminem,
Mac Miller. He said Macklemore. I was like, he's trash, but he has a Grammy
I
though.
think
Doesn't
he
Y'all
does have a Grammy.
stop. They gave him that Grammy because
Over Kendrick.
Yeah, because they didn't want to give it to Kendrick.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But he got one.
that don't mean nothing.
He got one.
But
You gotta put me up. I feel like I'm top 5. I do feel like I'm top 5. Swear to God.
in our list that we got so far, I'll put you at 5.
I'll sit there for now. Take
But
me.
let me see.
I mean, your songs are good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
realistically.
But I'm trying to think. Hold on. BLP Kosher is kind of hard, bro.
Man, if you don't sit down with that, name 2 songs. Name 2 songs.
I can't. I can't even name,
Okay. You
I
here
can't even name one
here
song.
for the fad. You here
Nah,
for
he said some hard
fed.
shit.
That's not-
He said,
He's so funny. Give me one bar, man. Come on.
he did have one
Baby,
bar.
you know who that is? You do?
See?
Okay.
See?
Millie's OT Real. It goes Eminem.
Millie's
It goes Eminem OT.
OT Real? I don't know who that
I
is.
guess I want to give OT the Real. Okay, I guess I want to give the 3rd one to NGK, 4th one Millie's, 5th one me. But tell Millie's I'm on his ass after I fucking knock Cassie
Millie's is
out.
hard. Millie's might be number 2, to be honest with you.
You gotta listen to OT.
Who's that one dude that's like half black, half white? Logic.
He's white, bro.
Stop.
It's white, bro.
Stop.
He made like the Suicide song. That's crazy. But
It's so funny. Both parties are like, you can go with it.
is he black? Is he white? You're like, nah, he's with y'all. Nah, he's with y'all.
We don't even know why. I just say that because I seen him twerking or get behind the dude twerking. I was like, all right, you want to get up out of here.
Let's see. There's someone else, man. I know there's someone else.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna look up. I'm
Mac
gonna look him up.
Miller, OT the Real, Millie's, me. Oh wait, we gotta put MGK in there somewhere because he a little better. He got some. Well, he
I'm from
kind
the land till I die.
he got 2 or 3 hits. I'll give
Okay,
him 2 or
let's
3
see.
of those.
I put in white rappers and it came up a list. Beastie Boys. I don't really count that. That's like a group, but they
Classic.
You
They're
know.
like old school. You can't even. Put them in
Okay.
there.
Yellow Wolf. Trash.
I was thinking about him, but I think OT's better.
Post Malone. Does he count as a rapper?
He's decided he's not a
transcended?
rapper. He decided he's not a rapper.
Mac Miller. G-Eazy. He's trash.
He's all right, but he's not top 5.
Aesop Rock. Kind of trash. Action Bronson. He's kind of.
I might want to take Millie's out and put Bronson in.
He's dope, but he's
Millie's
like,
is talking the same
he's
thing.
dope,
as
but he
OT.
don't even rap anymore for real.
Yeah, he be cooking. He got
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macklemore trash. Little Dicky. He's hard. Did you see Dave?
Nah,
You could have a dope show. You never seen the show Dave on Hulu?
I've heard of it, but I never sit down and watch it.
Goon? Shit's hard, bro.
Of course, Goon watch it. Goon look like that.
That shit is hard. I love that show, bro. But I don't really respect him as a rapper. He's like a joke rapper, but he got bars. But I don't know, man. I don't know if he writes this shit.
I don't know if he's really a rapper or more like an entertainer.
Yeah.
But he does have raps though, if he writes those.
Let's see.
If you're gonna put Logic in there, you got to put Drake in there.
Logic. Okay, well, see, this is my thing.
That's facts.
I feel you on that, but like, see, the way I was kind of gonna put Logic in there, I don't feel like he says the N word in his raps. I don't feel like he feels comfortable saying the N word. Drake feels comfortable, so like, oh no, yeah, like you feel black,
You feel white.
yeah,
Logic feel white.
You
bitch,
feel
don't play
uncomfortable
me.
saying the word. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my god, that's so funny. That boy doesn't embody that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
so
like bro,
funny,
you
God.
don't say it with your chest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he goes
like-
home and writes it down.
Yeah, Drake just like dances with it. So.
That's the deciding factor on which way,
Like,
what culture you from.
like Drake says it in a song, and white people are kind of cool dancing with it. If Logic said it, they'd be like, Can we do it?
We're not allowed to say that logic. I was like, but wait, my parents are.
Yeah, he like, here's my dad. People are like, I don't know if that's your dad. They're killing him. Who else? Everlast. I heard about him.
Neff or Into or something. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Top five.
Vanilla Ice. Whoa, hold on.
Nah, he got one song, man. What the fuck?
Well,
he didn't even
Vanilla
write
Ice.
that.
He's
He
like
didn't
he's your
he didn't even
godfather.
write it. He didn't even write it.
He's your godfather.
I wouldn't put it that way.
He is. Just like the Beastie Boys.
I'd rather give the Godfather title to the Beastie Boys more so than
I mean, he's like on the Mount Rushmore.
I would say he's like the estranged uncle.
Oh yeah.
Marky Mark.
Can't forget. Wait.
Wait, hold on. They got Ice Cube in here.
I guess that settles the Biggie Smalls and Ice Cube. Biggie Smalls ain't gonna be on nowhere here on that list. What?
That's just crazy. I think they're just throwing anyone. They got Pitbull on here too.
Right.
But okay, they got my boy Paul Wall. Nah, he got bars, bro. That's my dog.
He got his own style
champ.
too, you know.
He's the
He's
people's
a
champ.
trademark for sure. I wouldn't give him top 5 because he's got just one lane, but he's switching both lanes. He got 2 lanes and he's switching both lanes.
Is Paul
He just
Wall
sells jewelry now a lot
better
with the
than
Johnny Dang.
Little Chicken Sandwich?
He's more of a
I
jeweler.
don't know. We're different lanes. You know,
You guys
hip-hop-
you're in like a Florida lane. He's like in a Texas man lane.
He's definitely in the fucking far left lane. Leaning hard. I fucking
Little Peep. I don't like him, and I don't like Lil Xan.
they're fucking products of Blink 182.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were just like fakers. Like there's
Those are Blink 182 rappers.
I'm not even gonna like call them out, but there was some people in Palm Coast who were like, "Yo, I could just like call myself something and then just kind of just be a rapper." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Y'all are just like biting." You know what I mean? So I feel like Lil Xan's biting and Little Peep, like Lil Peep.
Well, how did they get their fucking platform? How did they get that success?
Like
Somebody intentionally signed them knowing that they're fucking ass.
yeah, I think it catered to like the nerdy white boys wanting to listen to white dudes rap type thing.
Have you listened to any of their music?
No.
It's all very sad, whack, lame, like
Yeah,
slow.
I thought they were like sad.
It's slow fucking depression music.
Yeah, they need.
And I think that's a result of like gangster music from like the 90s, breeding a bunch of gangsters that turn up to drug dealers. So you got the 2010s music, drug dealer music. 2020s, you got drug user music because they grew up listening to drug dealers.
That's real. That makes
It's
a lot
like
of
you
sense.
either a dealer or a user nowadays.
That's real. Now a lot of people are users.
That's why the general narrative is sadness.
and it's not bad. You know, before like in the '90s, if you like use drugs, you're like a baser, a fuck up.
Because the drugs didn't likely to kill you within 10 times back in the 90s.
That's real.
Nowadays, you fucking do any drugs other than smoke weed, it might kill you within 10 times.
Shit's crazy,
But
bro.
people will be cool with you if you do them though. Also, whereas before it's like you'll get clowned if you smoke
'Cause
crack
how
or
relevant
something
it
like
is.
that. You know?
It's because how many parents do it.
Yeah.
So many kids are used to like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't my parents do it. My brother does it.
So I think that's a solid list.
Let me see what else. We got Florida Man album dropping August 8th. We're gonna do I wanted to do some music videos to it, but I just kind of been focusing on the household. I ain't really been doing too much promo and shit.
I got something interesting. We're about to get deep. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, so 2 things that I'm gonna say. The first thing is, like, you were the first person to ever put me on like numerology.
Oh wow.
Like, and like it was crazy. I remember the moment, like you kept on posting like 333, 333. I'm like, bro, like it's just like a coincidence. You know what I mean? Like this shit is like, I didn't say it's annoying, but you ever see someone's story so much you feel the need to say something to them? I was like, bro, I think I said to you something like that shit's fake or something like that.
I don't recall it.
And you were just like, all right, watch. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
Bro, so like I pulled up at the gas station and it said like, which is
It's
crazy
talking-
because this sign looks like a Newport sign, you know?
Oh
like,
wow,
like,
it does kind of.
you know, and like the Newport said that they cost like $3.33. I'm like, what the fuck? The hell's going on? And then like gas was like $3.33 or something like that. And then I constantly like even like a Jacksonville, one of the exits is
Yeah,
333.
on your way up there, yeah, right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
I see it every day. It feels
You know,
like.
and then even now I see more numbers, 1111. I see a lot of stuff like that. So talk to me about what is 333? You have it tatted on you. Does it mean like half-life or something like that? Or what's going on?
You know, I'm more of a student than I am a teacher of it, but from my understanding, I feel like I was lost, you know, and I didn't have no faith. And I seen that more so than coincidences. You know, at the time of me trying to explore what am I capable of? Who is God? What are these things? You know, and it kind of connected me to a direction. You know, it would like give me confirmations and stuff. And just from my experience, it just kind of helped me find myself for some weird reason. And I fully believe that like God can't talk to you through a burning bush. You know, how's he gonna talk to you? Because we got all this coding in front of us, all these lights in front of us, everything going on. You know, so but he's gonna make himself known somehow. And so besides channeling through people, you know, he put me in situations that would like reassure myself or wouldn't.
That's deep.
And so it's just like I feel like where we are spiritually as humans is like we need something else to lean on, because a lot of us dispel the cross or Jesus or any other religion out there that's available to us because we just like innately think that that's not right. And I think it's just time for another understanding.
That's true.
So if you just open up like your consciousness to the idea of the universe communicating to you, it will communicate to you.
Dave, break down. I know you know a little bit about numerology and stuff. Have you heard about 333?
I mean, I don't know. Like, all of them have like a different meaning. Like,
Right.
I
They say that-
I can't like say which one each one is.
They say that the 333 one is like your ascended masters or your ancestors or angels or however you want to put it is giving you a confirmation. Is giving you a
Angel Masters game. That's dope.
So it's like to me like it says ascended masters. I don't know what that means, but to me I look at it as like angels or whatever.
Do you believe in aliens? Like where we're at right now, they say aliens are here. What do you think is going on with that?
So it's like that reality of if you were to believe that aliens are here and engaging with like governments and like manipulating things, you know, like that's a heavy reality to live under. And like, you know, I kind of want to believe that that's why things are the way they are, because it just doesn't make sense why humans aren't operating in the best interest of humans. You know, it's like it's not coincidence that these things are fucking lined up like that. You know, so it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they're fucking out here. But it's a safe bet to say that we're not alone.
Have you ever seen anything?
I've seen things in the sky flying. I seen one thing when I was walking, just like it looked like a meteor going out. And then it was traveling at a slow distance, and then because it was just a red ball of like, so it was a red circle, and then it got bigger and traveled faster and got out of my sight with no obstruction. There was no obstruction.
John, maybe they're interdimensional and not from outer space.
I was just asking if you've seen anything. You know, anybody's seen. Like,
I
feel like
looking.
I feel like when I was younger, I saw my grandma like at the edge of the bed, like legit, and then it was like I kind of felt like it was from a different dimension type thing. It was crazy.
Dude, you might have when she was passing or something.
She was gone already.
Oh wow.
You know, and then my mom was like, "Who are you talking to?" I was like, "I was talking to grandma." She's like, And then she like went back and she's like, "John, know this?" I was like, "No, I was talking."
They start giving you Ritalin after that.
But
Nah, I definitely wouldn't say we're alone, and how deep it is involved with us, that's up for debate. Who knows, man? The way that they got us in their pocket is just crazy.
Exactly. Like there's like narratives that are given to you. You don't know for sure. That's why I don't believe in space.
Oh man, I definitely believe in space.
you don't believe in? Oh, damn! We just got D. You said you
Maybe.
believe in space?
Oh yeah, it's there for sure.
I believe in space too.
Where do you think the sun is?
So you'd rather it be alternate universes than
Well, I mean,
space
I believe
creatures?
Well, I won't say I believe like I'm all like adamant about it or anything, but it makes sense that like say like we are on like a plane, you know, say, and like a creator put us here, And the society that runs us now doesn't want us to believe in that source. They want us to believe that we're just a coincidence spinning around in space at how many million miles an hour in all directions. That really takes a sense of purpose away from you. Now you believe what they tell you. Now, like I say, like you can't believe it or not, because who knows? Someone told you that, or someone told you this.
You heard about
like we don't have a satellite. We don't have a spaceship. We can't go check it out ourselves.
You heard about the
we're just on,
hieroglyphics
like, a
they
turtle?
found in the caves on the coastlines of South Africa as well as South America.
No, I did not.
There's hieroglyphics in caves on the south.
Well, yeah, I heard that. What's the guy Billy Carson? He was talking about
Forbidden knowledge.
Forbidden knowledge. He's talking about like that was
both hieroglyphics on both islands.
Yeah,
are
this
different
guy
types.
he expanded out like thousands of years ago and built the pyramids and everywhere. Like the pyramids right now in Mexico are the same ones that are in Egypt, in the same exact position, like along the lines.
To travel.
Yeah, and they're all like
They say they misplaced them, and that's why they're stuck here.
He was just recently saying that this whole Earth is Atlantis,
yeah.
and like Atlantis, like pretty much this was like the planet was called Atlantis, and it was like all one thing. And then I don't know. If
You
they
don't
went-
think that the water shifted and there
like
was
the-
land that was exposed that's now underwater?
And Earth was the old like Antarctica. They claim, or not Earth,
they claim
North
that
America.
Every like 26,000 years, the poles shift anyway and everything.
But it said it was a quick shift.
Me and Baby watched a 6-hour documentary on flat Earth,
Golly,
and
Yeah, right. That's why he's convinced.
Lord Jesus.
He's fresh off the fucking
yeah.
propaganda.
It was a while ago. But they were talking about like the mud flood and like all kinds of shit, and they're like, there's evidence of this stuff happening. Just you can get it in small portions though.
Why would you? Why? It's like if it was a flat Earth, why? Where does it go? If you ever look at the ocean, look out in the ocean. Why?
Well, here's a good question. Like when you blast a rocket off, right? They shoot it straight up, right? What's the most difficult part of shooting a rocket off? Shooting it straight up, because planes could just fly. So if we live on a globe, how come a plane just can't go fly out the other side of the globe? You know what I'm saying?
Because it follows gravity. It follows gravity.
But what if you don't, and you just go straight and don't keep going around?
I guess you would go
You
out.
know what I mean? You would just pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why not do that? That's just one thing.
It's further. Much further
Let's go.
to get out of the atmosphere.
Well,
It's probably easier to break the atmosphere like this
yes,
than
no,
at an
but
angle.
they say that they got to come in and they don't go in and out through a straight trajectory because it's too much friction.
Right.
So
So
they do
they
go
gotta
at an
hit at a
angle,
curve. They gotta hit it.
If you went straight, it would make even more sense.
That should even be more of like a reinforcement that it's a rounded world.
And then, like, if you check out like flight patterns from like planes that go from the southern hemisphere to the northern hemisphere, and they like, well, on the globe it looks like a triangle, but if you look at it on the flat Earth map, it's just straight. You know, and like it's like, why would these emergency flights, like, say you're flying from like Chile to like Australia, your emergency stop is like Paris, which is like way the fuck up here, like further north than.
It's got to do something with like politics at that point, landing structures, things like that.
Maybe, maybe not. But my point with the whole flat Earth thing is that you don't know for sure. It's just information that's given to you.
If the Earth was flat, you wouldn't be able to get to China that way and that way. It would only be one way.
Boom.
Well,
He's like, I've studied American Airlines flight patterns
He's about
to
to pull.
China.
He's about to pull down the whole sheet, and
well,
it's
I
gonna
mean,
have
if you head due west, you're gonna go in a circular thing anyway. And like, even if you're on a flat Earth, if you go west, you're gonna go around. You're not gonna go
Around the center?
globe. You're gonna go around the plane. So like
Around
the
the
North
center.
Pole is in the middle, South Pole's on the border. You go west, it's still west, around in a circle.
So you're saying they're making left turns,
Yeah, all the way around.
but they're not making left turns, or are they?
But
We just don't know.
We don't know. But that's my whole point. I don't know
So
if the Earth
if
is
you're
flat.
like flying, would you be? You would have to like be conscious literally the whole time and be like, "Why are we turning left right now on the plane?"
Okay.
Because sometimes we do make turns up in the air,
Listen.
and I'd be a little confused about what direction we're going.
Okay, look, if you're like on a globe, right, and you're
If you're
flying,
ever lost on an airplane,
Sometimes
eat
I'm
mushrooms.
just going left for no reason in my plane.
Have you guys ever flown on mushrooms?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't. I've flown plane a few times, but not like.
on mushroom.
I was on a plane recently coming down off a mushroom trip, and it was very crazy. Feeling the plane take off and do all its motions is like, this is wild.
So
Like he's thinking about flat Earth.
I'm talking. What, you were flying planes? Have you
Yeah.
flown a plane?
Here, take one of these. You need it.
these are fire. So everybody, we're gonna. You know what we're gonna do, bro? You know what we're gonna do? Because we're gonna put this in the studio in the background until 8.
Fire.
You know what I mean?
Fire.
So it's just gonna be
Awesome.
because we've been looking for some stuff to have in the background.
Oh, cool.
Now question: what beach is that?
Miami Beach. South Beach.
I wish it was Flagler Beach.
You could say that. It looks like that.
You can say
I wanted to tell you, but I gotta give you the honest opinion.
Go just a little north enough.
And if I
it looks
must
like
be
that.
honest with you, like that right there is a screenshot from the fucking highway video that we did in California in the fucking what desert was it? They just edited me out and fucking propped in a Miami Beach photo.
Damn, for real?
Yeah,
So this picture was taken in California?
yeah.
What the hell?
that's not even
That's-
that's not even a picture. It's a
Hey.
screenshot of a video.
Wait, so
Yeah. Honestly, right.
So now we're getting even deeper. Like,
That's Florida man as shit. You ask me.
That's well put together.
so like,
Here, give them.
what
give them one.
dimension is this?
That is 2D. That's 2D on top of 2. I don't fucking know. Bitch, I rap.
That's 2D. I don't know. I rap.
What dimension is that in, Dave?
That's in fifth dimension.
2D.
Well, no, I'm saying like, okay, because it's a picture of him, but then he like it's
Layered
on the
it.
internet, but then it came back.
Okay, so the original image is from a video, so that's 1.
Okay, right.
Screenshotted 2. Transposed onto the other photo from the other beach is 3.
Right, but then gone through the internet, so it went like up in a satellite. This is crazy.
And then I found it on the ground and picked it up twice.
That's
Read the bottom of it and get you, Mr. Reader.
okay. What I'm saying? No, I did. This is dope. I read it. Engaging with this flyer may cause changes in your frequency and playlist. That's dope.
Yeah.
We take zero or full responsibility. Now we're in the 5th dimension.
Yeah.
Zero or full.
We don't know where we are with it.
Yeah. No, now we're in the 5th dimension.
We're playing both sides.
We also ask you ahead of time to put us on repeat at all of the most appropriate and inappropriate settings. Thank you in advance. Your friends at 333 Records.
Fire.
That's dope.
Cool. I didn't know what to put there, so that's what I put.
Bro. See, now I feel like this is dope as fuck. And if you had a label, they like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the one deal didn't
but it'll
include a
cost
budget.
you like $250,000
yeah,
for them to make a flyer. They be doing some crazy shit.
yeah, who knows, right?
They be doing some bad accounting and shit like that.
Right, overspending.
I don't like it.
Overspending on your behalf.
So before, I think we're about to like head towards the end of this, you know what I mean? But once again, I appreciate you
Yeah.
and stuff, but I have a couple more questions. I want to talk about current events now.
Okay. I'm here.
So, you know, we just want to get your take on a couple things going on. You've been around Flagler County. Have you seen that new overpass they have going down 100 coming to Flagler Beach?
That's
That,
what
like,
we saw?
that
Yeah.
bike thing. So, can I get both of your guys' opinions on it?
Okay. Mine is that's funny. Go ahead.
What's that really for?
Is that a walkway to cross the
you cross
street?
the street?
That's the most expensive crosswalk I ever seen.
Well, no, it's
Palmcoast's making
part
too
of the
much money.
trail.
It's a bike path trail.
Does it go
But
further
is
left
there
and right,
like a
or does it
dope-
just turn around?
Trail? Or is it just up and down?
No, it's supposed to go like everywhere, right? Like, isn't it like
So
Lehigh Trail?
there's trails over here, and there were trails over here, and it connected them. You know how they kind of made that connection from Whiteview or whatever, no, Royal Palms to go across the Old Kings? So it's a connection, go from one bike path to another, so it made it even bigger.
So it does go deeper in the woods. It's just not there on the street.
Yeah, it's not just a
There was
crosswalk.
already,
Okay,
like,
fuck. I thought it was just a crosswalk for the street. I was like, yo, y'all killing
So
it. out
it's just
here.
like they're like, you know what I wish I could do?
Where's
bro?
the Whole Foods?
I'm
Y'all got a
on
Whole
this bike
Foods?
trail, but I want to be on that bike trail over there.
Yeah.
And it's very dangerous. But I guess that works then. It works for that purpose, but it also looks very unused.
Well,
If it's a bike
all
trail,
the
I think that's
time.
awesome.
yeah,
That's good. The community needs definitely ways for people to just ride bikes and get the fuck away from
And
police. Which I guess
Get a bike, go ride it up and down.
And
Just
so-
do it.
isn't
Just go
there
ride your bike.
more- I think there's more like miles of sidewalk in Palm Coast than anywhere, right? For like bicycle rides.
Tell me
and
why
stuff.
Palm Coast got such long stretches of road that are 25 miles an hour. Speed traps.
Because they want you to ride your bike instead.
They want you on that.
We got all these
bike
trails. We got to use these things. What were you saying?
More bike trails in Florida than anywhere.
Oh, Florida. I think there's something about Palm Coast too. Is like a
That's cool. Bike trails are awesome.
But they're not bringing out scooters. They're not like, where's all the scooters at? The city scooters?
bike.
Oh yeah, the
moment.
fucking birds. scooters.
Those birds and stuff. They could bring those out, and everyone, so much money would be spent on those bike trails.
What else were? How do you feel about Sheriff Stolly and like Flagler Sheriff? And have you seen that new police station that they have, dude? It's like the mothership.
Talking about the updated jail.
Not just the jail. They have a new like what is the center called? It's like they really called it like
Well,
My question is, how are police thriving?
well here
That's
it's-
one thing. That's one thing. It's
Here
like-
it's from a petty arrest.
that's what I'm saying. That should be fucking. That should be addressed.
Well, they've been doing like a lot of, you notice on Facebook, like every like few weeks or whatever, they do have like the weekend roundup thing, and like they report like how many people were pulled over and this and that. They do it on 100 a lot, I think.
Did you see that they made it on TV? Like Flagler, like they have
Quite a few times.
they have like a show now called like Inmates. Like it's called like Inmates, and like they do episodes in Flagler County.
You know why? Because that's a private jail.
Whoa.
Somebody owns that jail.
Whoa,
Somebody can do that.
I believe that. But that's crazy. Like
That's why they got that
everybody goes in there.
fucking sign
just
out
on
front
there.
that says no vacancies now. Just mocking. This is like
The
it's
Green
like
Raven, yeah.
That shit's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's what they call it, the Green Raven.
the Green River vacancies now.
Yeah,
That is wild.
always vacancies.
All the different places you lived is Flagler County like the craziest with the cops.
In some senses, it's like it's crazy because it's unnecessary. Well, it was whenever my experience was here. I don't know what the current state is, but like, you know, when I was here, it wasn't that necessary. Like, there's no real burglaries happening. There's no shootings. There's no violence happening. It's mostly just like kids just being kids and police ruining lives for it. And that just made the kids feel like they were actually living a lifestyle they're not living. And so now they're stepping into shoes that like they want to, like they feel like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
But,
I feel like in like the 90s and stuff, like, because I lived here even then, there wasn't like nothing. And there was still like a lot of police. And like, if you couldn't walk from one section to another section without getting like stopped and like shook down. And it was like,
Wild.
like we're in a city, and like this was like talking like Palm Coast 30 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was a point in time
Even
where they were
then.
pulling me over every day for 3 weeks. Every day.
In Flagler County?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Yeah. Wild. I was like, what the fuck is it? Crazy shit. I seen I got arrested with some money on me. Police took it when I went to county. There was no money in there, nothing.
Damn, that's crazy. Was it a lot or a little?
A couple $1,000, like $3,000 or $4,000.
Boy, he might have been around Christmas time when he's like, woof, woof, perfect timing.
Well, what are you going to say? That the police took my money? They'd be like, sure, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm sure he did.
Just take your picture.
Yeah.
Give me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
What were some other local different topics that we've been talking about?
I mean, locally, I mean, not much. I was talking about RFK guy. Do you guys follow any of that kind of stuff?
I used to follow it deep. I kind of just fell back from it.
Yeah.
Sure, trying to settle myself back to Florida.
Okay, so getting into more public topics and stuff like that, we were talking about how they found cocaine in the White House,
Cocaine.
and it's
Yeah.
like they're like, we don't know whose it is, but if that was like my house, it's mine.
That's a good point.
Okay, so it's Biden.
You know, maybe not. It's probably not Biden. It's like, you know, people would like speculate his son, obviously.
How much cocaine?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Just enough to have.
It's like, was it
Can
a
you- can you do
cleaner's
us a
amount
favor?
of cocaine, or was it like this
Can you
is
be
my
our young
stash because
Jamie,
I live
please?
at the White House cocaine?
Yeah, I think it was like probably like 8 ball. Well, I don't know. They haven't really said it. I don't think it's like an ounce or anything like that.
Young,
Is it
young
a-
Goon is our young Jamie.
What do you mean?
Young Goon, can you look it up, please? How
Oh
much?
yeah, he would love to
how
find
much-
this information.
How much cocaine was actually found at the White House?
Phone
think-
blows up.
I've seen like a lot of news about it, and I haven't really heard an amount. They were like saying like, oh, the Bidens weren't here on
Can you hear me that water?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it was like, but they were there on Friday. They left in the afternoon, not at night.
Oh, the Bidens were there and left there. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like they reported that they weren't there
That
on
boy
Friday.
as dumb as they come, man. Why the fuck is dude? I'm so upset about that shit. This shit is whack. Shit is expensive, bro. We used to be able to buy skateboards and water and fucking shit. Now we can't even.
So, speaking of that whole like situation and stuff like that, you're about to have a son.
Yes, sir.
This Hunter Biden situation is going on. You know, a lot of people, because they're like, "Oh, how come he's not saying anything?" It's like, bro, what do you want him? What do you want him to say? What do you want Joe Biden to say? And then I also asked my other boy, who just had a kid. Shout out to Jimmy. I was like, is it because he didn't spend enough time with him, or is it because he gave him everything he wanted?
Look at you trying to make excuses.
Ooh, ooh, great point. So it's the son's fault. It's not the dad's fault. It's the
It's
dad's
both
fault.
of their faults.
So is it because he gave him everything? Is he
Doesn't
spoiled?
matter. His mom was a hoe. Like it's the mom's fault. It's the dad. It's the dad's fault for choosing a bad wife who didn't raise the kid good when he's not home.
Is she a hoe?
Who, Joe
I don't
Biden?
fucking know.
Joe Biden.
I think she's like a doctor. I think
He probably.
She wasn't home either.
God bless her, so I don't know shit about it. But, you know what I'm saying? Like it's somebody's fault out there, but y'all Biden people need to.
Nah, yeah.
What is she, the
It's-
first lady?
Yeah, it's
Oh
what she
man,
said.
what we talking that shit? I didn't even mean that. You know, I'm just fucking. You know,
That's
not
funny.
too politically correct.
Nah, I feel you,
No, he got
but,
everything, and he didn't have no repercussions, and he lived there
that's
for a
very
long
common,
time.
very
That's
common.
what it is.
and it's just now on a public stage of,
Yeah, and
I've
like
always
you
done
said,
this.
Oh, that's his son, so it's fine. But when he was in Congress in like the early '90s, calling
If that's
people
my son, you're
predators
moving to
and
Puerto
shit.
Rico, and you're just gonna do yourself in.
Yeah, they found out less than a gram.
less than a gram.
come on, man.
Come on, But I got less than a gram. I don't have those.
You just like, it's like, oh, is it even there anymore?
But you got to ask yourself too. Like,
Come on, man.
That's just
remember how like they had like the Nazi dudes in front of like
How did they find it? Was it in a baggie or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, no, like baggie.
That shit
Who's
dropped
baggie
out of
dropped?
somebody's pocket, tweaking. Boy, he's like, I knew I had it.
Damn.
John.
Somebody walk. Fuck.
He's like, hopefully Hunter finds it.
or if somebody gets stuck in there knowing that they would associate with him.
Oh, he's thinking it's a plant. Wow.
Plant
Wow.
could be.
They gotta work. They gotta work for that cognitive dissonance. No, that's a.
Oh, when
fucking-
I do it. Oh, thank you, Sheriff Stiley at Flagler Sheriff's Office. Thank you for putting them away. But when them, it could have been a plan. Look at you sticking up for Hunter
I'm
Biden.
just saying. Well, you know what made me think of it? Because like they had the Nazis in front of Disney not too long ago, and I was like, are those guys really Nazis, or are those just like?
I can't believe nothing. There's something that passed. You could look it up that said there was a law that passed during the Cold War that was like, we are going to approve foreign propaganda. We're going to approve America selling propaganda to foreign countries for their people. And then during the Obama administration, something was signed that said that they can now do the propaganda to American citizens.
Yeah, he signed the thing that.
So I don't believe nothing since 2000.
There used to be a law that you had to report like things neutrally, and then Obama did take that law away. So now on the news, you couldn't say like you didn't have to present it from a neutral perspective. You could
be as biased as you want.
exactly, yeah.
With no repercussions.
Is that good or bad?
That's
That's
horrible.
bad. Yeah,
That's not news, right?
yeah, propaganda. I was just listening to this thing about this guy who taught a propaganda course at NYU, was like giving the students a case study to think about propaganda, and one of the girls like went and told on him, and then he got fired for like teaching the propaganda class.
Yeah,
and
there's a
telling
lot
people
of
how to like
stuff on it. Mind control stuff
Yeah.
that happens early in society through fucking media, news, and music. Even think about it. Like Bob Marley is the last like real fucking classic or like classic fucking feel good music.
Once again, this is why I was telling Dave, and I was actually talking about it with Devon. Check out the podcast I did yesterday with Devon. Shout out Devon. But Dave, we like actually have a duty because we're kind of like entertainment news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like we gotta keep it real with like how we feel about stuff, and
Absolutely, there has to be a platform for that.
and that's why I feel like our best bet is to stay Flagler Weekly, because if we get too big, that's when people start to notice us. You know what I mean? But like,
How do y'all feel about that conversation about trans and fucking in school and like kids not having whatever, that whole thing?
I heard somebody that made a good point the other day. They were like, gay people do want to get your kids because they can't have their own. And that was like,
what do you mean they do want to get your kids?
How do you go about having that standpoint being
because
a
there's
platform?
there's a joke just like saying like,
We're just honest about how we feel. It's just how we feel. Like he went to the Pride, him and his son went to the Pride festival that we had here. It's funny when they came back, I was like, well, is he gay? Like, is your son gay now? And he's like, nah, he's not. We're still waiting to see signs, but like we don't like, hey, you do whatever you want. You know what I mean? But as for me, I was talking to another friend. I think like it's part of life, so it should be taught. Now, should you like okay, we teach people about war, and then my friend was like, yeah, but we don't like talk about like him shooting him in the heart or something like that.
Right,
So
right. We don't talk about the depths of it.
and I was like, okay, so we could talk about two guys liking each other. I don't gotta tell you about someone sticking their dick in someone's butt. You know what I mean? But I can be like, so that's where I think the line is at. You know what I mean? Being too graphic with it. But sometimes I think we be too graphic with, like,
I mean, we're not even graphic when it comes to the conversation of drugs
right, or like slavery,
or that.
anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nothing we really get too in depth on.
we
So
don't
it's
really
like I'm
fully
I'm okay
understand
with
how
them.
serious it is.
I'm okay with them explaining that, like, but it's like you got to explain to them that, hey, this person was born a man, they still have the penis or they cut it off, but they tried to create something that looks like a vagina, but it's not the same as a woman who's born one, who can, for the most part, have a child. You know what I mean, and stuff
and a
like
kid
that.
ain't gonna understand all that, everything you just said. I could,
Well, I'm talking about like we teach these things. We have them like the dick and the vagina, like in like what 7th, 8th grade or whatever.
Unnecessary.
7th, 8th grade, maybe. Yeah,
Unnecessary.
So
yeah.
I think like gay is one thing. The trans is another thing. That's an attack. I feel like China is playing chess with America, and they're attacking from within. They've got the politics right now, and they've got the universities for some long time, and just have.
they just got rid of affirmative action. So I was talking to my boys, like Chinese people are gonna start flooding these colleges.
No, well, they were doing the opposite. They were like making it harder for Chinese people to get in.
But now it's gonna be easier.
Because now it's
Then they
strictly
will.
off academics.
Yeah, they
Exactly, and
And-
they're like 70% of the top of the
But who the
academics.
fuck
That's
wants
funny
to go
that-
to an American university nowadays?
Foreigners, they just feel like it's. But if they're filling the universities, then
Just
that's
as an
less of
excuse to
us.
get into America.
Well, that's less of us that are in the universities.
Right.
So they got millions and billions of people. They're just flooding shit.
Yeah, and for a long time they had a one-child policy, so they were just creating
Whoa.
an army of men.
Think about if like 70% of doctors are like Chinese. Like I'm not
Not
saying
mad at it. Give me the best qualified.
like yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but if I was going to do like a 30-year plan on a war, I would get all of it and then be like, "Oh yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, you're good."
But
And-
you know-
but you're really
you
not
know,
good.
China-
and they're really, you know what I mean?
yeah,
like, bro, you could put some shit through like that, and then a Chinese person comes, a Chinese person comes through. Oh, you're good. You know what I mean?
No, there's actually a 1,000-year plan that they have.
That makes sense.
Yeah, damn, that's to take over, take back over,
The
right?
world, yeah. It's a 1,000-year plan.
Wow,
They're playing the real slow game.
They're playing the long game.
that is
Yeah.
deep.
And I was hearing that today. They were talking about like people all,
That's why they made a bunch of men, because they're going to spread the men throughout the
yeah.
world.
And in America,
That's
like
deep.
they've
1,000-year plan.
feminized all the men, especially the like war age men, You know, and people coming from these other countries, they don't like have any of this confusion whatsoever, and those dudes are going to come over here and be like dudes,
Just knocking them down.
meanwhile the war age men over here are going to be all soft and maybe not even think that they're a dude.
Fuck,
So,
you see that
you know.
often too.
Yeah,
So it's an active war.
that's just like Hunter Biden. Like they're too soft and they're getting away with whatever they want to get away with, so they just keep on fucking up, and that's like where America's at pretty much.
Are you allowed to vote?
I think in Florida.
Who would you, or like, were you like more on Biden or more on Trump, or are you with voting, or how you feel about that?
I think voting locally is effective. I think voting nationally is where you get a lot of shade. I think I don't know if it's effective or not. I haven't participated. If I had a voice on who people should lean on, I think it would be on whoever like is best for them. I personally, from what I've like gathered, I think Trump was an effective person in that position. 401ks were up, gas was down, milk was down. That's what I gave a fuck about.
That's real. That's
What am
real.
I? How my parents retiring? How much do I got to spend to and from the store? I don't really know too much about foreign policies and whatever, but how it affected me was pretty raw. We was getting money.
Without getting too personal, what like state is your parents? Do your parents live in?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if they were like how you felt about Ron DeSantis and stuff like that.
I think he should stay governor for Florida for a couple more years, but it is important that somebody take a good leadership position right now. And if not Trump, then him, and if not him, then Trump. Those are the two best runner-ups, is what I've seen. I don't really know too many other people, but that's just because that's who they feed me. To be real,
Yeah, that's who they feed me.
that's what
Damn,
I'm fed.
that's such a dark That's such a dark sentence to say.
That's the reality of it.
That's who they feed me.
The algorithm feeds them.
Like, bro, we're in a prison and you just go up there and this is what they're feeding me.
That's the mental food for me today.
Damn.
Right.
I don't want to turn this shit off. But no, we're giving them that real right now. And I appreciate it. But let me see if I have any other let me ask you this question. Not so much on the submarine thing, but how do you feel about all the submarine jokes and stuff going on? And I'm gonna tell you how I felt first, because I don't like cornering people. It's like people died. You know what I mean? It's like people are going kind of crazy. Like a little kid died. He didn't really want to be on there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I know that some of those jokes were funny. I'm not gonna act like they weren't, but I was just like, I don't know me, because I believe in karma. Like I'd be kind of scared to post shit like that. But I do be posting jokes and shit. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. A homegirl of mine, I guess like another one of her friends OD'd, and then she like made a sad post, and I laughed at it.
Well, it's like
But she made so many jokes about these submarine people.
No, you said.
Oh,
Can I
I see
make
you
a
as
joke?
as getting back at it. See how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
You saw
that
it?
comment. Yeah.
I was like, so is this funny?
yeah,
Like,
you did say that.
and then she like didn't like that.
No,
It
I
wasn't
guess
the same energy.
It's not the same when it's
Yeah,
at home.
yeah,
I think about that all the
yeah.
time with like gangster rap and stuff. But it's like when it comes to comedy, everything is off limits, or there's nothing off limits. When it comes to comedy, and the internet has made comedy evolve dramatically.
Yeah.
Dark humor has taken a strong turn because it's like tripping isn't funny anymore. Like somebody tripping and falling, that's not as funny. We need something a little bit more funny. And so I understand where the dark humor comes from. And it's like, we all got chat rooms where we share memes where it's like, this is dark humor. This is like, and we all got soft spots somewhere for sure. I saw an ad today where it was like they fucking, you remember you saw that where the wolf was like grabbed by these gorillas and they fucking slammed his ass to the fucking tree, crushed his nuts.
Dang.
But it started whimpering like a real dog.
Dang.
And it's like oh, that's a real dog's whimper. And they used that for an ad on this video game. It's like, we all got like our moments where it's like, that's not really appropriate. But with the submarine, man, first off, it's the rich. You can't expect the poor to feel bad for the rich. First. Second, they paid for it. Without knowing these expenses, planes have regulations, cars have regulations. These things have been experimented to work. These guys spent money risking their life for an experience that they didn't fully do their homework on. You know, it's that saying: you play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's true.
People can come around with stupid jokes.
That's true.
You know, and
That's true.
it's a little different, especially whenever it's so far from our immediate reality. You know, and they fed that to us too. Like, there's got to be something else going on. And if you look it up, there was plenty of other things that happened that 2 week period.
True. And you know, that's true. There was a lot of like, there's
Back end
and Biden and
they knew that they exploded from day one.
Day
And
one.
they
They
released that
dragged
shit
it.
over
They
5 days or
dragged
something like that. Yeah.
You know, it's hard, man, and it tripped me out. I was like, I don't know who to believe, what to believe. All I know is I know nothing, and
Exactly.
Florida Man album's dropping August.
that's
all I
right.
know. You see, that's all I'm talking about.
See, that's why I say you don't know nothing. That's why I say maybe there is no space because somebody gets
Now we're back
somebody
to the
gets
no-
told you that though. It's the same
Goon,
thing.
we're back to no
That's the
space.
same thing he's saying
I was
though.
about to say, you guys.
It's the same
you're
thing
talking
he's
about,
saying though.
You're talking about submarines imploding, but like, what about the rockets that explode with astronauts in them? It's like the same aspect. They're going to space, and they know
They're going out.
and they also know the same risks of going deep underwater as going to space.
which is less explored than space.
Yes, let's explore.
But what he says, he's like, what they feed you, you know, like that's why I question it because it's like someone just told you that that's true. You know what I mean? Like, is it or not? Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
No, it's
And
definitely.
none of us know because we don't.
I'd like to believe that we have the American flag on the moon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like to believe.
That's crazy.
I sleep very good knowing the American flag is swaying up in space.
That's crazy. All right, man. Well,
Thank you for having me, dog.
everybody, hold on a second. Actually, I want to play this shit on the way out. That shit was hard, but we got Sir Mike in the house.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you coming through.
We in Jacksonville tonight, 1111 Sesame.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Say all your handles where people can reach you at the show you're at tonight.
Okay. What, right now?
Yep. all of it.
Okay. So Mike, you hold on. Fuck, cut, retake. All right. Y'all follow me at Sir Mike 333 all over the internet. Little Chicken Sandwich on the internet. You know what time it is. We're gonna be in Jacksonville tonight, 1111 Sesame Drive. Come out if you ain't got shit to do. We on the way right now.
Appreciate it, bro.
Check out my new single, Florida Man, or Motor Running Off Florida Man album. Go grab it, $5. I appreciate all the support.
I just copped one. Everybody, appreciate you. This is Flagler Weekly.
Yeah, that's how we do it.